Hello, football fans. Welcome back to Goal Side. Goals, goals, goals. If dribbling and passing is what makes us hold on to our seats, goals are what makes us go wild, aren't they? Because after all, football can only be so interesting without anybody putting the ball into the net. Perhaps this is the reason why forwards, whether it's wingers, strikers, or false nines, are typically more appreciated than defenders or midfielders, and why most children want to be Lionel Messi, Neymar, or Cristiano Ronaldo, and not Sergio Busquets, Rafael Varane, or Kyle Walker. It's all about the goals, and you know it. We also seem to be familiarized with all the top goal scorers in world football and know exactly who they are, with very few seeming to pop up out of nowhere. The Zlatans, Lewandowskis, Mbappes, Griezmanns, and Agueros are all established goal-scoring units, and you know that they're certain to catch the headlines sooner or later. However, sometimes it seems that some players certainly do come out of nowhere, smashing onto the scene like a battering ram and overtaking some of the best strikers in the world as they score goal after goal, notching assist after assist. In this sense, the Premier League has recently become home to one of the best goal scorers in the world, a player who has already scored on 3 of the biggest sides in England and in Europe in general, and who is prepared to score all the goals that he must to keep Norwich alive in the Premier League, and to perhaps have a real shot at winning the Premier League Golden Boot at the end of the season. But let's talk a little about this fascinating striker who already has scored 6 goals and assisted 2 more in just 5 tough matches. A Finnish athlete of 29 years of age, Teemu's peak certainly came late in his career, arriving at a time when many had already discarded him after considering him past his best. Starting his professional career in Finland at a club named KTP, Pukki scored 3 goals total in 29 appearances for the club, impressing in his style of play despite his low goal tally. He then was purchased by Sevilla, who considered him good enough to play in La Liga and helped him climb the league table. Unfortunately, his time at the club was mostly spent in second-tier Sevilla Atletico, the club's reserve team, and again, he scored only 3 goals during this time in Spain. However, things started to improve not long after Pukki left Sevilla to return to his homeland's popular club, HJK Helsinki. There, he actually began to find the success that he'd been sorely searching for before that, winning 2 Finnish league titles and a Finnish Cup between 2010 and 2011, as well as scoring 13 goals and notching 8 assists over his 2 seasons at the club. He ended his time at HJK by accepting to join Schalke 04, who were impressed by his showing in a Europa League qualifier, in which a Pukki-inspired HJK actually gave the German side a bit of a hard time. In his very first match in the starting lineup for the German side, Teemu would go on to score 2 goals against Hannover 96, scoring a total of 8 goals in total before his next move came in 2013. Celtic FC, who were looking for a striker, seriously considered the services of Pukki, who was convinced that he would be in a much more accessible environment where he could score more goals. It was a match made in heaven, and it wasn't long before the Finnish striker was donning the kit belonging to the Hoops. Amazingly for Teemu, however, he couldn't find the speed and physical nature of the Scottish Premier League easy to adapt to, and it was soon clear that he was out of his depth. But the next clubs he would join would define his career. The rebirth of Pukki began with Brøndby, a giant in Denmark. Brøndby and 3rd most successful Danish club, Pukki finally found his level and began to score regularly, even earning the club's season top scorer award in 2014. He would go on to score a significant 55 goals in 130 matches and won the 2017-18 club. Incredibly, in 2018, Teemu Pukki failed to agree to a deal with Brøndby, and the club allowed him to leave. Now, without a job and looking for a new challenge, Teemu decided that England was a beautiful new opportunity and immediately jumped at the chance of joining Norwich for free. This would be his crowning moment. Playing in the second-tier championship, Pukki blew opposition defenders apart, scoring goal after goal and imposing himself in a style of play that was as powerful as it was lethal. After scoring an insane 30 goals in 46 matches, he earned the EFL Championship Player of the Season award, shortly before also taking home the Norwich City Player of the Season honor. Many didn't imagine he would replicate this form into the Premier League once his side was promoted either, but he did, and is still doing so. A skillful shot past the keeper at medium range in the opening day match against Liverpool was only the beginning, as the Finnish striker went on to score an important hat-trick against Newcastle United, ensuring 3 points against a side which could be an obstacle further ahead. Impressively, he then went on to score 1 and assist 1 against Chelsea in a blockbuster 3-2 home defeat, impressing more than most of the players on the winning side and showing that he could do it again against bigger teams. But truly, it was the match against juggernauts Manchester City that made the world realize that Teemu Pukki seems to be the real deal. Faced with 9 injuries and plagued with the terror of facing the unstoppable champions, Norwich played like their lives depended on it, with Pukki taking his play to a level beyond anything he'd shown before. With a powerful run and truly selfless pass, he unlocked City's defense in an instant during a counterattack by passing it to his teammate to score the first goal against the citizens. He scored a goal himself not long after, adding to the misery of Guardiola and company and ensuring that City's fans would not only get a big L, but also get a lot of banter from their friends and co-workers in real life. A side only just promoted to the Premier League, led by a striker who was acquired on a free transfer, Teemu Pukki is changing Premier League football with each passing day. Now, the question of whether he's the most lethal striker in Europe is too early, but he certainly could become a world-class striker before long. It's time that we started appreciating Teemu Pukki. He deserves it. This has been all. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you right here on the next video on Goal Side.